I saw other hosts not move when something didn't happen. I'm just gonna freeze. Bill Burr, Burr Kreischer.
Hey,
Bill
Tommy,
Kreischer.
how are you? How are you?
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. I'm going to avoid doing a bread joke, which I'm sure everybody's doing.
Yeah.
You know? Well, hello, everybody. We're here to give back, me and Bert Kreischer, right? We know that we're such influencers. Come on, Bert, we got to sing the song just to show that we're on the same level as those other celebrities, right?
Okay. Imagine
all the people.
Oh, I would have sung that in a heartbeat.
I did the chorus. Sorry.
By the way,
imagine there's no heaven.
I saw that video when it came out, and I was like, "Oh, how cool!" And then everyone started shitting on it. I was like, "Yeah, fuck them."
Oh, dude, I clicked on it and I went, yeah, I shut it off because I knew it was coming. I was like, oh, they're gonna get trashed. They are trying to get trashed.
I was trying to guess who the dudes were. I didn't know who one of the dudes were.
Yeah, that was not a move that was made if your last movie was a hit. I was trying to use the momentum of the coronavirus to greenlight your next project.
Do you think they had them just sing excerpts, or did they sing the whole song and then she edited out excerpts?
I don't know, but I would love to hear the post phone calls of all of those people to whoever talked them into fucking doing that. I'm out here getting fucking trashed. You said it was going to be a good thing. I wasn't saying there was no heaven. Fucking John Lennon said it.
It's a great song.
I sing row, row, row your boat. You don't have to go gently down the stream.
I sent out a text to Dalia and Segura the second I saw that, and I was like, yo, we should do one with comedians, get 26 comedians, and we'll sing the ABC song. So it's just comics going,
Wait.
hey.
Did you ever see Richard Pryor do the ABCs on Sesame Street?
No.
He was unbelievable.
Wait, what did he do?
He fucking killed. He was sitting there with a Muppet, and he just started doing the ABCs, and he just started. He had like this fucking attitude, and each letter was a person. And then here comes K, and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on with K? I was unbelievable, and you know he just showed up, put out a cigarette. All right, stand over here talking to this fuzzy thing. Oh. He's just the best. He's the greatest there ever was. Sorry, Bert.
Now here's a question: if Chappelle had been in that Gal Gadot video, would it have gotten a pass?
What's the gal? Is that the Imagine?
Yeah, Imagine. If they're two.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't even think his genius could have survived that.
It would have been hard for comics to shit on it if Chappelle was involved, though.
I think young unknown comics would say what everybody else was thinking.
Yeah.
You come on, man. You gotta have some sort of fucking awareness, right? I should talk, but I'm just saying, you gotta know, you gotta feel the beatdowns coming. You know what I mean?
No, that's the beauty of being a celebrity is that you're impervious. You're to it. Everything you say is like. So, by the way, if I had gotten a text from Gal Gadot that morning and it said, "Hey, can you sing a song?" I would have gotten so fucking excited. I would have been
what
yeah. That's a girl's name, right? Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot.
That sounds like an organization.
Yeah. She's beautiful, man. She's 6'3". You know that?
No, there's a 6'3" woman named Gal Gadot. Is that her whole name?
No, maybe she's not 6'3". I'm not certain on that.
But is that her whole name?
Gal Gadot.
Is it Gal Gadot?
G-A-L.
Last name Gal Gadot.
No, G-A-L. New name G-A-D-O-T. Maybe it's Gal Gadot. I could be fucking that up. Not everyone's best with a Bill Burr.
Wait. All right, well, okay.
It's a quick name. It's a good name. Good stage name. Billy Burr would have been better. What's the brokest?
Go back.
What's the brokest you ever were as a comic? Because this is what we're raising the money for. What is the brokest you ever were as a comic?
I never was broke. Because I always worked. I worked, and I was living at home, and rather than buy a new car, I threw an old end. I had the engine. I bought a new engine and had somebody put it in. I did all of that shit, dude. I was Dudley Do-Right. I saved all my money. I dressed like fucking a roadie for AC/DC, just plain t-shirt, jeans. And I just saved every fucking dime I could while I stayed at home, paid off my student loans. And then I moved to New York, and then I just fucking ate pasta every night and just fucking sat there. Now I watched I saved up 10 grand before I moved to New York. And then I watched that thing in like 7-8 months go down to 6 grand. And I was like, fuck, we're almost at the halfway point. I refused to take a cab. I remember I would have guilt if I took a fucking cab.
Really?
And then I started booking gigs, and I was able to tread water a little bit. I think it dipped down to like 4,500 at the worst. And then I was able to just stop the bleeding. I never went back up for years. I was able to stop the bleeding.
Oh, a month before Georgia was born, I had a business manager, and he called me and he said, you owe like 40 grand in taxes. And I went, okay. And he goes, you only have like 27 grand in your bank account. And I was like, what do I do? And he was like, book a commercial or something. Dude, I laid in bed and I called my dad. And I said, hey, I'm broke. And he started laughing hysterically. And he goes, now you know what it's like to be a dad. And he just hung up on me.
Oh, God.
And then he called me back like 10 minutes later. He's like, I'll help you figure it out.
That's funny then. He called back. That's cool.
He called back. He goes, I'll help you figure it out. Get on the road. And I went on the road. George was born June 7th. I went on the road June 9th, worked with David Tell. Next weekend, Daniel Tosh. The weekend after that, Louis C.K. I worked every single weekend on the road, just trying to work myself out of a hole. And I had a baby.
I'm not wired for that level of stress.
Yeah.
I can't handle it. That's why I make sure, dude, I flip out over nothing. Forget about something real like that. That's why I made sure, like, you know, I heard all these stories about comics being broke. It's like, I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to fucking do that. I'm not doing that. So I just made the sacrifices. I mean, it took me like, I don't know, like 3.5 years. I had a full-time job, and I started making money as first a host, then a feature. And I would take all of that money and just sock it. I paid down my credit cards, paid off my student loans, and I just socked it away and then moved to New York at 27. I'm still living at home at 27. If I met a chick, I had no place to take her. So I made the sacrifice.
Dude,
that was one of the smartest things I did. It was a really smart thing. So I you know, all of these fucking kids out there, if you're listening, yeah, I would do that. There's no reason to go through that stress where you have to call your parents and be like, hey, you know, all that work you did, it didn't work because I'm crawling back to the womb. Can you throw the umbilical back to me?
Bro, my dad spanked my youngest daughter, Isla, one time. She was like 3 maybe. She did this game where, you know, when you tell someone's future and you go, you're going to have a swimming pool, and you spit in their hand. Well, it was like an old game we played as kids, read your palm.
Uh-huh.
So she did it to my dad, but she didn't do anything. She goes, Pop, I can tell you your future. And he was like, oh, really? And she just spit in his hand. And so he spanked her. And then she was like, Dad, Papa just hit me. I was like, well, stay away from him. And she's like, no, you need to hit him back. And I was like, oh, no, honey, you don't understand. We still borrow money from that guy.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I'm not touching that guy. Fuck that. He's our lifeline.
Yeah, I remember that's an old school thing, to spank your grandkid.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
my grandfather on my dad's side got so pissed that we just had free reign to go into the fridge whenever we want. And he took a fucking wooden spoon. We have one of those old school refrigerators open like that, the 70s ones. And he somehow made the spoon go like that. It went in, but we couldn't get it open. This was a grouchy. I remember him yelling one time. I was picking up the Sunday paper. I just learned numbers, and he started yelling at me because I didn't put the whole fucking Sunday paper in numerical order. He was sitting there with his pipe. You see that, son? That's an 8. What comes after 8? 9. Speak up! And that's why we're comedians. But despite what happened to us, we're here to give back.
To all the comics.
Imagine if you didn't get spanked.
You wouldn't be doing stand-up.
No podcast to have. Imagine all the free time.
It's been nice knowing no one's getting spots.
You still doing that?
Yeah.
You still worried about that? You're fucking Burr Kreischer. Hey, big boy, with the big fucking... This pandemic, everybody's inside. You got to be doing the best numbers ever.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I got an idea.
I can tell you're doing great numbers. I can see it all written all over your face. Bert is not a poker player.
I wouldn't know, man. They don't share numbers anymore.
This is how I gauge whether what you're saying is true or not, is how much of your gold teeth I can see. See, there you go. You really like that joke.
I'm still laughing about your therapy joke from last week. If anyone hasn't seen it, it's on the new Biil Bert. It's the fucking hardest I've laughed in a long time. Would you do that to a child?
I was like, no, I wouldn't. And then he just goes like this. He just goes, well, there you go. I was like, wow. And then it just went whoosh in my head.
Oh, that's still the hardest I've fucking laughed in a long time.
Well, that's great. I'm glad me getting touch funny as a child I got to see your gold teeth again.
So there's a fucking killer's lineup of people on this. Have you heard of who's on this this show?
Yeah, Conan, Sandler, Jimmy
Sandler's right after us.
Well, they all signed on, I think, once they found out we were on it.
Me and you were like number one and number two.
We're influencers. I think they didn't even see your special, Bert. They just heard it was coming out. And they were like, fuck. That Adonis of a man has another special coming out. I need to work harder. You know what? I need to give back.
You know what's crazy? I think sometimes a guy like Adam Sandler, who defines...
I think we got to wrap this up. 9, 8, 7. Hey, thank you for watching.
Adam Sandler's next, I think.
He is. Imagine hanging out and watching that.
Oh, boy. Biil and Bert, two